Live on FlowCombat.com. You just saw the awards. You've had some giveaways here, and we are ready for our co-main event of the evening here from downtown Knoxville, the Knoxville Civic Coliseum. Valor Fights 47. It pits Keith Olson making his pro debut out of Olson's Martial Arts in Johnson City, Tennessee, taking on Alex the Trojan Riggs, 1-0 out of Warriors Den in Dixon, Tennessee. Great to have you with us here live at FlowCombat.com. Main event on the way. But right now, time to introduce the fighters in our co-main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our co-main event of the evening. This is a professional mixed martial arts bout in the lightweight division, contested at 155 pounds, brought to you by OEB Law. First, please welcome to the cage, Keith Olson.
Keith Olson first out, and Keith Olson making the move. And Casey mentioned it a little bit earlier in the night. Keith Olson, so impressive at the UMAF Nationals. And Casey, tell us about Keith Olson.
Man, this is a guy who started out as a Taekwondo specialist, a black belt in Taekwondo, and raised up in his family's martial arts academy, Olson's Martial Arts, and evolved into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under the Pedro Sauer affiliation. And man, I'll tell you, he's good at it, man. He knows how to find his way into those submissions. Very heavy ground game and posture, but he can still strike. Those Taekwondo roots are still very, very strong. And I'll say this, we mentioned it before. His performance at the UMAF Nationals, 3 fights in 3 days, taking the silver medal there, making him the second best 155-pounder in the United States. That's saying a lot.
Yeah, and he said that was really his biggest learning experience as well.
That was by a small margin. I mean, that was a close fight there in the finals.
Yeah, definitely. To Quentin Thomas, who's another terrific fighter, obviously.
Who's the world champion.
Right.
Who's the world champion now. He went to the IMAF Worlds and won everything.
Yeah, and so Keith Olson knew he was ready to make the move. And his own gym there at Olson's Martial Arts in Johnson City, and certainly Casey Oxendine territory up there. Let's talk about his opponent. What does Alex Riggs bring to the table?
Well, Alex Riggs, if you were in Nashville a few months back, you saw his big knockout over David Lewis, a guy who is very highly touted, a former amateur champion with Valor Fights. And this guy has heavy, heavy hands. And I'm so excited for this co-main event.
We'll talk more about the Trojan in a moment. Back to Jennifer.
And his opponent making his way to the cage. Please welcome Alex Riggs.
So Alex Riggs, he is 1-0 as a professional, but a long amateur career, 11 fights as an amateur, and made the move back in November, his pro debut that went over David Lewis that Casey mentioned, who was highly touted. So very impressive for the Trojan. He looked really good in that fight. This is going to be some kind of matchup.
Yeah, you know, David Lewis, known for his grappling prowess, was taken down and was somehow scrambled back up to his feet. He's got so much range, but he scrambled back up to his feet and started a barrage of strikes. And I've said this before, it looked like Jake LaMotta and Sugar Ray Robinson in their final outing, where, you know, David Lewis was kind of hanging there on the cage, unwilling to go down, and Alex Riggs was there machine gunning those punches relentlessly. And I'll tell you what, it was very epic. And now Alex Riggs comes in here with a head of steam.
Alex Riggs has only been, and we'll talk more about Riggs and his background in a moment as we take a look at the tail of the tape in our co-main event of the evening, professional MMA in the lightweight division at 155, presented by OEB Law. Riggs, 2 years younger than Olson. Riggs an inch taller. Riggs has the one fight to his professional record. Olson weighed in at 155 on the money. Riggs 1 pound under at 154. But what stands out about Riggs and his record as an amateur, he's only been choked or submitted 1 time in his career. Had 7 amateur losses in a long career, but only 1 time did he get finished. So he's in it for the long haul. You got to earn it against Alex Riggs. And Riggs is in the cage, and we're ready for our fighter introductions.
This bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 155 pounds. fights out of Olson's Martial Arts in Johnson City, Tennessee. And tonight he is making his professional mixed martial arts debut, Keith Olson. And his opponent across the cage to my left, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 154 pounds, holds a professional record of 1 win with 0 losses, and fights out of Warriors Den in Dixon, Tennessee, Alex the Trojan Riggs.
Face each other. All right, we went over the rules earlier. Let's have a good fight, have a clean fight. Hear my instructions at all times. Most importantly, protect yourself at all times. You guys have any questions on me? Touch gloves if you want. Back to your corners, young.
Barry O'Neill, our referee in this pro MMA bout in the lightweight division at 155, presented by OAB Law. Keith Lawson in the red trunks, Alex Riggs in the black and dark green trunks. 3 5-minute rounds. Valor Fights 47, Knoxville Civic Coliseum, live at flowcombat.com. Don't blink, we're underway. Vince Ferrar, Casey Oxendine, and wow, look at that. Early. Doug Usher as well. Here, cage side for you.
All right. Both men in the clinch right here. Keith Olson pushing to the cage. And I will say this, Keith Olson, his grappling is very, very tight. Some guys move light and prefer to move around their opponent. Keith Olson stays very, very solid, very fundamental, but he gets your back, it's a done deal. If he puts a triangle on, it's a done deal. Extremely patient with great timing.
Shrugged off the legs of Riggs.
You see it there. He's got Riggs' leg, his left leg trapped in there. Riggs may feel like he may have the triangle, but it's not there until he frees his right leg. Keith Olson knows that. That is Jiu-Jitsu 101. Now looking to pass yet again is Keith. Now back into the standard guard of Alex Riggs.
Quick elbow stuck in there by Olson. You like what you're seeing from Riggs from the bottom here, Doug?
He's staying pretty active on the bottom. Kind of just trying to soften Olson up here some. He's working some open guard and look like he's trying to angle for an arm bar at the moment. But I kind of want to see him go back to working that high guard, that rubber guard he was just working a minute ago. Because striking from the bottom, it's cool and all, but it doesn't score. You're still losing if you're on the bottom.
Judges will still view at the top position.
There we go, Riggs looking for an armbar on Olson. Olson defends very well here, and now looking to pass is Keith Olson into north-south position now. Riggs has got to watch out. I promise you Keith Olson knows the Von Flue choke. And here we go. Now Keith Olson advancing to the mount position.
Danger.
Very, very dominant position. You see the base of Keith Olson, so strong.
Danger time here for Riggs. So far has been able to avoid shots. Not now.
This looks like the old Gracie in action videos. Jiu-Jitsu 101.
Elbows raining down. That's about 20, 25 unanswered shots. Goodness.
I'll tell you what, though, Riggs continuing to see you punch back. He's defending. I mean, he is in a very tough spot, and he is in deep waters with 2 minutes to go. So he's going to have to do something. But again, die hard here, not quitting. Oh, those were tight shot. That was right into the orbital.
He's got to put Riggs has to put his hands in Olson's hips and push towards the ceiling and attempt to hip out here.
Yeah, and I think Olson's just too high.
This bucking is not doing him
elbow
any good.
down the middle.
He's blocking. He is blocking some of these shots.
Yeah, and punching back.
He's not improving his position.
No.
But he's showing that he can
Yeah.
defend himself.
Yeah, and there's nothing to say that you can't punch back from Mount. It's just how much punishment are they going to allow him to take here? Now, Keith may be looking for the submission.
Riggs trying to buck out.
He's kind of got him.
Yeah, now. Yeah, he's kind of got him stuck more.
Right. Yeah, that knee on the bicep, almost like a crucifix position, to where he couldn't use that right arm, and now he's got it free.
Expect Keith Olson to be moving to the last seconds. If he does not finish with the TKO, look for him to set up the submission to close this out.
Olson had slid back down farther down, close to the waist, but now he's back up again. Going for an arm.
Here it comes. That's what I was looking for.
Yep.
Told you.
Look out.
That one's tight. That is very tight.
18 seconds of counting. Can Riggs hang on? Hold on for dear life. He's got it grasped.
Wow.
Arm is out.
Is he going to tap? He taps! Keith Olson victorious in his professional debut.
Wow. And immediately Riggs showing respect and congrats to Keith Olson, who has won his professional MMA debut. He was ready and proved it. Keith Olson from Johnson City, Tennessee gets the victory. Alex Riggs suffers his first defeat as a pro. Boy, that was all Olson from the jump. Here's a replay here.
And there you see it, going off to the armbar. I knew he was going to go after it, man. They were closing out that round. Riggs was too tough with the ground and pound, but the armbar here was just too tight. That pressure by Keith Olson rues the day again.
You called it, Casey. Boy, that ground and pound can set those things up, can it?
Yeah, undoubtedly. And like I said, some guys are just super, super tough. There are some guys that have ultra submission defense, and you need to punch them. But then sometimes guys are just, too tough to quit, and then you got to take it from them. In that case, that's what we saw here.
All right, let's make it official and go back to Jennifer.
Your referee stops this bout at 4 minutes and 51 seconds into the first round. For your winner by armbar submission, out of the red corner, Keith Olson.
Congratulations to Keith Olson. What a win.
Keith.
Casey with our winner.
Man, victorious in your professional mixed martial arts debut. But you know what? You had to work for it, and not as the way you would normally think, man. You controlled the position, you got to the ground, you did exactly what you wanted to do, Jiu-Jitsu 101. But when you unleashed the barrage of punches, he just wouldn't quit. And as that round closed out, you went to your bread and butter. That was the armbar. You locked that down, and there was no escape at that point. You get your arms raised. Talk about it.
Good grief. Alex, tough dude. I was hoping I got the win in the first round because I was starting to get winded from all the punches. But the goal was to win standing, but in the moment, I just went my bread and butter, went to the ground. So, tough guy.
So, that's one down right there, man. Of course, you had a great performance in your amateur career. We talked about the UMAF Nationals, 3 fights in 3 nights, and you performed so well. But tonight, this is another honor. Getting a victory as a professional, there's nothing like it. Where does the road start and end in the professional career of Keith Olson?
I never thought that I'd be here. As a pro, I started fighting for fun. And my teammates, my family, my girlfriend, everybody has pushed me to do better and be better. And that's led me to here. I'm in the same mindset. I'm ready for the next one. I'm ready to get the next win. I'm ready to go home and train hard.
Definitely one more time for your winner, Keith Olson.